Children trample on the dusty compound of CS Mambu in Bafut. It was on this very soil that Dr. Kesa Princely Photo worked and studied more than 2 decades ago. Today, he returns, not just as a former pupil, but as a living proof that disability is not inability.
Growing up, I was told that being blind meant my dreams were also judged. But 20 years ago, I had the chance to sit in class for the first time, and it was here. It was up on this hill, known as Catholic Primary School, Mambu Bafut. I sat in class for the first time. I copied notes for the first time. Before that time, my exams were oral. Classmates mocked at me, and they did not see how a blind person could ever be successful. But here, those blank books were transformed into gray sheet, and they were filled gray sheet, and that was the beginning of my journey to become a lecturer. And today I am happy that coming back, I see other young blind pupils who are being taught in this very school, the very classrooms where I sat, where I learned, and where I transformed hopelessness.
Here at CS Mambu, inclusive education is not just a concept, it is a foundation upon which success stories like Dr. Photo are built.
Inclusive education, I would say, recently at least we are trying to practice it well because we are part of the program that the Bingo Annex is organizing. And through Sajoka, we are now going for those programs. We are trying now to enable each teacher to be able to practice in his or her own class, which is a little better now because most of the time all the children must be referred back to the resource room. But now the resource teacher deals mostly with the visually impaired. All the other children, like the children with learning disabilities and other abilities, at least the other teachers are able to work with them one-on-one, and it's very fruitful. They are going out. They feel included, because the most important thing for some of these learning disabilities is that the child should feel included. The child should feel that the society has not neglected him or her. And through the cooperation that we find here, most of those children are included in those communities.
Within the school stands a vital facility, the Resource Center. It is here that learners with special needs study Braille, enabling them to learn confidently alongside their peers. Florence Asanji is a Braille instructor.
There's something I want to Braille and give the children, I will then Braille here and send to them in their various classes.
Okay.
Like for you people, I will say, I follow up the topics and then I braid the topic and braid the way they are doing it, especially mathematics. Then I will give to the child. As the teacher is solving the example on the blackboard for the sighted children to see, my visually impaired child is also having a paper of that same word, that same sum that has been braid. Then he's also touching and feeling it and following the steps on how they are doing the work, so that next time, as the other children are doing, they are also doing the same.
Okay. Because of this center, pupils like Glory and Elvis now dare to dream to become Braille instructors and laboratory technicians in the future.
So I feel very excited. I feel as if I am my dream tomorrow is to be a great teacher, and my dream is to also open a visually impaired school in Buea, also teaching braille children, and I also want to employ braille teachers in my school too.
Oh, wow. So how is it like studying here?
I feel very good studying here, and although it's a bit difficult in class 5, but I feel very good studying here.
My name is Elvis.
Okay. Right. So tell me, how do you feel seeing Princely coming to tell his story?
I feel so excited.
Okay. What do you want to be tomorrow?
Technician.
Okay. What kind of technician?
3 times. Let's count.
Dreams that are made possible because of one institution, the St. Joseph Children and Adult Home, Sajoka. This is a facility providing the background of inclusive education at CS Mambo. It is Sajoka that gave young Princely every reason to believe in his abilities that society once almost buried under the weight of his visual impairment.
This is the resource room where every learner with visual impairment begins studying Braille. Before we dive into Braille study, we do the needful things first. First thing is we do counseling. We need to counsel you, the student. It must not only be a little child. We have grown-up people who have come here and they've learned Braille. We do a lot of counseling, and it takes about a month or 2 just to do counseling. We'll get the counseling done, then we dive into mobility training, where we use the white cane. We take you out, because the direct out there must not be the one of Sajoka. We train you here, mobility. When you've gotten the mobility skills, we dive into Braille training. And we'll tell you what Braille is. That is the subject that I teach here, Braille. And we use the Unified English Braille, which is the main instrument. Unified English Braille is Braille that is known worldwide. It's not only known in Cameroon. And so that is the subject I teach here for persons with visual impairments.
The center is run by the Tertiary Sisters.
It is accessible for all the elderly people and with all types of different disabilities. And they know that it is a center that produces life, and it makes the lame see, the lame walk, and the blind see. And it's the center that is producing miracles in the humble hands of the Tertiary Sisters of St. Francis.
Sajoka does more than provide technical support to sister institutions. It offers a home and a dignity to children many once considered a burden.
The central message is that there are a lot of other blind children within this community. There are mobility impaired children, there are deaf and dumb children. I've come to give them the good news to let them know that disability is not a limitation. Rather, our parents, our community could rather be a barrier. And I believe that having the right information, I'm one of those who subscribe to the saying that the right information in the hands of many is better than money in the hands of a few. And that right information today is that persons with disabilities are people who are endowed with skills. They are people who can meaningfully contribute to their communities and to the growth of the church. And so parents are strongly advised to make it right with their children with disabilities by sending them to school.
But the ongoing Anglophone crisis has not spared this sanctuary. I am reliably informed that most recent attack on this facility occurred around mid-2025.
We are still in Sajoka in Mambo Bafut, and currently we are in one of their facilities. This is the bakery department, and here you have 2 giant ovens, but I've been told that just one is functioning because they have cut down the amount of production since they cannot supply in wider areas. So they're just using one to support the lives that are inside this facility still and the people around this community. That's to tell you that the crisis has not spared this facility, irrespective of its contribution it is making in supporting human life, not just in Mambo, but in villages and also towns across Cameroon.
Despite persistent insecurity, staff here remain determined to continue transforming lives.
And then it is only this time that it is very, very quiet. Any other danger we accept it. We are Franciscans and we go through sweet and sour. That's the word of our mother foundress. That is what is keeping us going, because we are Franciscans and we are to care for underprivileged, and those are the Franciscan values: to care, simplicity, sympathy, compassion. Those are all Franciscan values which we are trying to put in place while carrying out our duties.
Wow, so has things changed? The atmosphere, is it now more peaceful, more friendly?
Very. I can say that since August till now, this year is very peaceful. We have not heard about any fighting event.
Inside the resource center at Sajoka, learners who arrive almost empty, unable to read or write, are introduced to the fundamentals of Braille before being integrated into mainstream classrooms. Beyond teaching Braille, Mr. Che transcribes textbooks, Bibles, and other learning materials, ensuring learners can fully participate in class and even in church services.
And so for you to read dots, reading dots is so difficult. And then, so once you've gotten the skill of reading dots, I begin to imagine if you who sees cannot read dots, how more of a blind or visually impaired child? So you can know the degree, what they go through in order to assimilate a single dot.
You see the way they made it and put all these joints so that when you are coming.
Dr. Princely once sat at this same desk. Now he returns alongside peers and well-wishers to help revitalize the center so those who pass through Sajoka can step into a future with confidence. One such empowerment activity is goal ball, a sport specially designed for the visually impaired. When learners master Braille and complete their primary education at CS Mambo, they proceed to St. Joseph Inclusive High School. Here, students like Princely learn comfortably alongside physically able peers, an embodiment of true inclusion.
He continued, how do you do assignments? I said, I work hand in glove with my sighted classmate. At the time, I did not know how to use a smartphone, how to use a computer.
My name is Elvis.
Okay.
So I want to learn here. The students always assist me. Like, when the teacher give us notes to copy, we always help like in dictating the note. And when the teacher is dictating in class,
Okay.
and when he's writing artwork on the board, students that are always by my side always assist me in spelling the hard words.
Right. So right now you've listened to Princely. Were you motivated? Were you encouraged? How do you feel?
Also, I'm very happy. I never knew that people with visual impairment can also do like what Princely said to us. I'm very much happy. But from now, I think I hold my education serious so that I can also do like kids.
My name is Abigail.
Okay.
Yes, always help them take a note. Yes, help them like to read textbooks, read novels, then. Yes, play together, do things together, work with them, take pictures with them,
My dear brothers. Yes.
Long.
A few minutes away lies Mbeble village, Dr. Princely's native home. He is welcomed like a hero because for many here, he represents light. Songs of praise fill St. Joseph Parish, the same church where the Sisters of Sajoka first encountered him in 2005.
In Sajoka, I'm representing my sisters here, and today in Bebele, we have come to see the place where the journey of Dr. Kesa started. Some years back, we met him here, and we brought him to the center, and we taught him Braille, and he has gone this far during his education. So I am just humble. I am happy that God can be able to use us to be able to bring hope to those who were already looking like hopeless. We thank God for him, and we're asking the Lord to continue to bless him with all his undertakings. And I hope that this event is going to be an eye-opening, so that in the way that other children who are being abandoned in their homes will be brought out, as that they can be able to receive education and become something to them. Thank you.
At home, the reception is warm and deeply emotional. His grandmother, who sacrificed greatly to see him educated, is still alive, strong and healthy at 83.
When I sit down, so I remember I've been a stand drink they make me. I know when listen I saw it can be, but by God power, listen God make me a be so. At the time God bless you for what you done for me, brother. So anytime I bless my Mama Maria, mother for Jesus, say hey, don't bless my family. I know we know saying so you can be so. God the time where she say you know the sea in the hospital where I take and they say you know get sick. I had to say no, so we say I go be. Let me say go be for corner road as where she say people when they know the sea, and the be for corner road the baker. Me where TB allow me my be a corner road for the baker. Anytime I go back for my Mama Alia, anytime I be for church. For 12 o'clock or sometime I go be for blessing sacrament. I beg Jesus to help me. Jesus the Lord beg help me. I became go be get sick. You know the see when I take her for hospital and they say if you no get sick, that means waiting. I go talk to waiting. And no hospital, no day where they don't tell you they say you get sick. They take something like a touch or less than for I don't say you no get sick. In the hospital where go there. They put them for hospitals and don't say you know the sick. The thing just suppress me. I can't sit down me anytime. For first Friday, I must go church. When I go church, come out, I must go for blessing sacrament. They cry. But sometimes I go live for them. They cry me for Jesus. Tell me Jesus help me with that picking. We go for a family, we don't get this kind of person for them. I don't say what I go do with DBK. I don't say I go take them for hospital and they kill them. As well I take them, they say no get sick. So what I go do now? All Father and forgot. Now you way don't be today so by God power. When I see so, my mom will talk say at the upper walk I go die live bikini. Now you can die. Now you this way don't can die live bikini. Where we did the say Gary where they go cry? Where they go carry for Bangode? Come down with the crater. Anytime they look me, the crater say, I go live the bikini die. God don't bless us, still be alive to bury die to live bikini. So far we are so far, brother. We are the blessed. God the blesser. When I keep garden for 300,000, I be sure say I go sell them for 700,000. When I buy and store them now. That time when they have it for farm, they dry them, I buy and store them. That time where people for farm, they don't sell them all. I start for sell that one. That 300,000, if you give me like 700,000. So for that one, I bless God.
Say, make you divide your job with people where.
Dr. Princely's story is not an isolated case. Amongst those who once shared desk with him at Sajoka is Kumji Desmond, now a philosophy teacher and a PhD fellow researching law. Like Princely, he is a product of the same inclusive structure.
not every learner is the same. We have slow learners, we have fast learners, we have moderate learners, we have learners who need some particular attention, So I try to be inclusive in my approach. And by being inclusive in my approach, I also try to make use of the competence-based approach. What is necessary to be understood at that particular moment. With that, I know and I feel that it can be enriching.
Globally, the challenge remains immense. In a joint report by the World Bank and the Global Partnership for Education, findings reveal that education gap between children with and without disabilities have widened significantly over the past 30 to 40 years. Primary school completion amongst children with disabilities in 19 developing countries stands at just 48%. Nearly 3 in 10 have never attended school at all. Here in Mambu, structures like Sajoka demonstrate that inclusive education, when both structurally and practically implemented, can close that gap. Dr. Kesa Princely Mfoto is not just a success story. He is evidence that when opportunity meets support, disability does not define destiny.